guys, Friday, end of the week, thank God. Small little job today, just adding some little kitchen units to an existing kitchen. So this is the current kitchen, and all we're doing is we're adding a 3-drawer unit, an integrated freezer. We're just putting them in that corner, and these are from Howden's. They're not an exact match to these, but they're close colour wise. We've done a few of these in this retirement village now. So all we're doing, drawers, freezer, wall unit, decal panels, base unit, decal panels, plinth, and then she's getting a matched quartz stone worktop. So quite a simple job. We've got to extend that fuse spur over a little ways to get us into where the freezer's going to be, but that's nothing major, and that socket will probably go and just have a blank put on it. So let's get stuck in. So we're getting there. It's only a small job, but we have got a bit of mucking about to do. So what we've done so far is we've run 2 wires basically. These two, what we've run in here, you've got the ring main and a spur that powers that socket up there. So what we've done is we've come out of there, gone down to there, back up to there, and then back down to here. We're extending the ring main. So what will happen, one of the legs out of here will get put to this, and that'll be in a Wago box tucked in behind the socket, and then that one and the other leg will be put into there. So effectively then that is continuing the ring main. We had to cut a hole in here which is behind the freezer because there's a joist literally here, so we drilled a hole through the joist to run our cables. So the electrics are almost done. We just got to put a double back box in there because you want an extra socket. We tried putting it in the centre, but there's 2 joists side by side. I saw one with the magnet, but I didn't clock the other one, so sod's law. But yeah, so that's that. So that'll turn into a double socket shortly. The freezer's going to go there, decal panel with some bridging panels, and then 2 wall units. Small little job today just to finish a Friday off. We've got to go and do a flush on a toilet later on, but that's another story. Stay tuned for more, guys. This is what we've done. So we pulled one of the tails out from the supply, which is the feed, goes in there, and then one of our new cables also goes in there. I like to keep everything separated, so I fold my earths back, live and neutral, separate compartments, and then that clamps together, and we'll tuck that into the wall. And just like that, we've got left with our 2 new tails, so we'll now thread them back into the back box, put the back box back in and get them connected back up. Ricky's done the double socket up there now, so once he's screwed that on, we can do the testing, and that's it, done. We've now got our load neutral, which is for that's effectively your load switch, load socket, sorry. So you've got load, neutral, load, live, all your earths pretty much go together, and you've got your supply neutrals and your supply lives there, and that is now, their ring main is now fully extended, and this is all this is now on the ring main. Easy little job, no issues at all. My Sparky will pop in at a later date and do a test on it all. He knows my work, so he'll happily come in. I'll pay him once he's done it. That's how you do your sockets. You'd hardly know we'd been here apart from our little mistake there. But again, we haven't cut all the way through, we just jammed it in the middle and we hit a joist, and there's literally a joist there as well. But it is what it is. We're going to get that filled. She's having some decorating done anyway. So next thing I'm going to do is slide the freezer in, mark out for our decal panel, because that's only marked out for the freezer. So I'll get the freezer in, decal panel, cut that skirting so that it fits. I can then, once it's all scribed, I can then screw my decal panel to that, and then I get a fixing up there. Then I'll have a couple of bridging pieces, and then that'll be that bit done, and then that's the base ready to go. Throw the wall units up, throw the door in the freezer, nice and simple, and then the stone blokes will come and do their templating and fit their stone. Stay tuned. So this part of the video is aimed at Howden's. Now I like Howden's, and I'm the last person to actually knock them, but they do have one flaw, and that's their decal panels. Now this is a fairly new build, only within the last 10 years, which is in modern standards is pretty new. And I'm going to show you the problem with, people say, oh, Howden's are for new builds, they're not meant for That's why they're decal panels, so this, that and the other, but no. Right, if that's the case, let's see if I can get a video on this. That is how out over 6 foot this wall is. Look at that gap. And it's touching down now, and look at the belly. See it touching, belly. So the problem with Howden's decal panels is that that's touching at the very bottom, and unfortunately, because of what's going on in here, which is integrated appliance, we can't scribe any of that in because we need the room behind that for the adjustments. So there's no scribing room. So unfortunately there's going to be a massive gap which looks absolutely atrocious. I mean, how can you justify it? Come on Howden, sort yourselves out. Add 20mm to width of your decal panels and everyone will be happy. It's all it needs. All it needs. But anyway, it is what it is. Stay tuned. We're doing the wall units now. These are plasterboard walls and the timber stud, and they're not very good. They're not flat, they're the bellies in them. So what I like to do is find studs. I've marked out end of cabinet, and I've marked out, because I use this is the best thing since sliced bread when it comes to putting up wall units. This is a wall unit hanging rail. So basically what I've done is, I knew there was a stud roughly there, so that's a stud. That's a stud. I've checked along for any other studs, and where I haven't found studs, I use these from Fisher Fixing. Basically they're a 10mm drill bit. You literally bend it, push it through the hole, it pings out, and it creates a clamp between the wall, right back of the plasterboard and your fixing. So I've got two there, stud, oh sorry, so I've got two there, a stud, one there and two there. So that's covering at the end of all the units where my hanging is going to be, so that's where my power is going to be. So I can screw that bracket up now without any concern. Really finished, the integrated freezer is in. Unfortunately, I hold my hands up, made a bit of a boo-boo. Now I've done 5 other kitchen jobs on this, in this little area, and it's all built by the same company, and every kitchen's had the exact same handles except this one. And because this one chopped and changed a few times, I just ordered the same handles as all the other kitchens. Turns out this was the display house, and it's the only house with different handles, so it's not an issue. Got to source some of these handles, which I'm going to look for in a minute, and I'll get them ordered, and then I'm going to come back, put all the handles on, and we're going to bring some veneer. So I'm going to veneer that edge as well, because this is just a bit of plinth. Sometimes the plinth comes with the veneer on, and sometimes it doesn't, and in this case it didn't, but it's not the end of the world. And then we're going to wipe it all down, put the plinth on, which Ricky's just trimming, and then I'm going to silicone bead down there and in there, and probably a silicone bead down there, because these walls are not very good. So I'll silicone that up as well once it's all clean, and it'll look lovely, and then the stone blokes can come and do their template. And my client's going away for a couple of weeks, so when she comes back she's going to let me know when she's in, and I'll pop in and throw the handles on. But we're nearly there. Okay, and there we go, all done, all finished, all siliconed, and then now we've got to go off to another job in Hemel Hempstead. Okay, second job of the day, replace a toilet siphon. Now ideally, in an ideal world, I could have just replaced the actual siphon because it's quick release. So with this one, you literally half turn and out it comes. But that one alone to replace it is about 48 quid. And it's about a 4-day wait for it to get it ordered in. And my client wants it done ASAP. So next option is to replace the whole thing with a different system. So I've already taken the button off. We've isolated the water. All I've got to do is disconnect that bolt, get my hand underneath, undo that bolt, and hopefully, which is unlikely, release these screws, which look like they're rusted. Wish me luck. The head snapped off it, all rounded off. It went through the back of the box, and I was able to get a pair of grips on it and get that screw out. Might even be able to do the same on that one.
That one snapped, that one just won't do nothing, but that one came out. So if I could pry that one out, I've marked some, put new holes in. It's only plasterboard, so only got to hold it upwards. So I can get that last screw out, we'd be laughing. And that is luckily coming out. So that means I ain't got to drill no more holes. I can just reuse the original raw plugs and just put 3 new screws in. Happy days. Next job, remove old siphon. Just a matter of giving that a crank. So luckily we're in luck because whoever did this last time didn't put any silicone in. So we can get that out easily. Looks like, no, there's no silicone at all, that's just plastic. So now put the new one in. I am putting silicone on. I've got silicone under there as well. And there, because I've had issues with these leaking before, so these are the few things I will silicone. This is also a quick release, just twists in, so I've only got to put that piece in for now, then I can get the siphon back in afterwards and get the system back on the wall. I've got, if you can notice it, that is bigger than that, so I need to make that hole bigger because I am not taking it back now. I've covered it in silicone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a hole cutter. I'm going to cut that the right size and get that in. Found the right hole cutter, and what I had a bit of plinth left over from earlier, so we're going to centre it like so. Use this as a guide to drill. So I'm going to put that in there like so, and carefully and there we go. Perfect hole. Give that a little file and clean off. Happy days. Another catastrophe avoided. She's in. She's bolted up. We just got to tighten her up. I might put a bit more silicone in there just to be on the safe side, but that'll work perfectly. Right, so, did you spot my mistake? This is the question before we go any further. Did you spot my mistake? It's cost me some time, it cost me an extra £10 in parts, but did you spot it? The mistake was, as you know from the video, that was smaller than the one I had. What I didn't know, because I've never fitted this brand before, it comes with 2 cradles. And there's the one cradle, there's the other cradle, and that's the size I wanted, that's the size of hole I cut. So me being a bell end, thinking, oh yeah, that's an easy fix. Forgot about the flush pipe, didn't I? That flush pipe is the same diameter. Well, it's actually smaller because it goes inside that. So of course I've cut the hole bigger, which now makes that too small. So what I had to do, I had to go and buy a new flush pipe and a bolt that would go to the right size thread. We're now back together, we're now connected. We are bone dry there. We are bone dry where it goes into the toilet. So I think we've managed to sort the problem. Just goes to show you, mate, even people like me make mistakes and I own up to them. Problem is for me, I don't replace a lot of flush cones because we are only kitchen and bathroom fitters. We don't usually get the call to come and do minor maintenance jobs like that. It's normally a person goes straight to a plumber. This is an existing customer. I did their ensuite shower and I've done some built-in wardrobes for him. So he called me first. So me being big headed, yeah, alright, okay. Hoping to do the easy swap part, buy the right part and just swap it. Of course they wanted it done sooner than that, which wasn't in the remit. So I made a mistake, made the hole too big, but we got around it, it's working, it's not leaking, that's all that matters. She's all back together, so give her a final flush, which is a full one. And there she goes, make sure we're not leaking. No, that's all bone dry. It's not a pressurised system, so it's never going to really be an issue. But that's bone dry and it's in a box, never going to be touched, so that's fine, it's all working. Put it back together, pack up my tools and get out of Dodge. Don't forget guys to like, share, follow, subscribe to that YouTube channel, and we'll see you Monday on the media wall job. See you soon, bye bye.